Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new here. We're back in the kitchen again today. We've got our little visitor with us, a little helper. She was getting kind of fussy, so I put her in the carrier. It's what you do to get stuff done. You do what you gotta do. So today we are making a 5-ingredient pulled pork in the Instant Pot. The Instant Pot is one of my favorite kitchen gadgets, accessories, equipment, whatever you want to call it. So I have my Instant Pot back here. I have it set on the saute setting, warming up, and I will get you flipped around here to show you what we need for this recipe. I'm going to serve it tonight with some roasted veggies in the oven. I will show you that, what I do for roasted veggies, when it comes time to make them. Right now I'm just getting the pork roast ready to go. It's going in the Instant Pot. It calls for a natural release, which I will explain that a little bit more when it comes time for that. It does take an hour and a half in the Instant Pot, so I'm getting it started now, and then I'll have to go get my 2 older boys from school, and then we'll be back to finish up dinner in a little bit. But for now, let's just get you flipped around here to show you the ingredients. And as with all of my baking and cooking videos, I will have a recipe linked down in the description box below. So check there if this is an interesting recipe for you. So yeah, without further ado, let's get you turned around and we'll show you what we need. Okay, so the main thing you need is the pork roast. I use this pork steak ready shoulder butt is what it's called. I just get it at King Soopers. This was 7.45 pounds. The recipe does call for, I think, 2 to 3 pounds, but we're a family of 6. So in 3 of our kids are boys that eat like grown men. So I always make larger portions. You need brown sugar. You need garlic, soy sauce, and then chicken broth, but I use this stuff. So much cheaper in the long run. You just mix it with water and you got chicken broth. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to cut this a little bit just so it'll fit in the Instant Pot better. Oh yeah, and you need 2 tablespoons of butter. So I'm going to cut the butter before I cut the meat, just so that I don't contaminate my butter with raw meat. And because this is a slightly bigger roast, I'm going to go, I say slightly bigger, but it is a lot bigger than what the recipe calls for. I'm going to cut 3 tablespoons. Then I'm just going to start cutting it with through the package. I think I might have hit the bone there. There is a bone in this one. You can buy boneless if that is available to you. This is just what's most cost effective for me. So this is what I go with. I'm going to start with just cutting it in half like that and see how it goes. Just going to get rid of the wrapper. Now just make sure you're practice safe food handling, because you are handling raw meat at this point. So I have not actually touched the raw meat yet. However, I'm just going to quickly wash my hands. I am probably overly paranoid when it comes to raw meat and cross-contamination, and I just don't like to take any chances. So I'm just going to salt and pepper both sides of my meat. I don't think the recipe calls for this, but I'm going to do it just because I like to salt and pepper things. I like flavor. take my tongs here and we're just gonna flip it over. You can choose to trim off the fat if you prefer. I, however, like the flavor that the fat provides. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, that was a little bit more difficult than I would have liked. Again, just salt and peppering both sides. I just have these grinders from Costco. There's a salt one as well. I'm going to go ahead and bring you over to the Instant Pot and we'll get started there. Okay, here we are in my Instant Pot. I have it set to saute. It has had time to get hot. I am now going to just toss in my butter. And I'm going to just kind of spread this around. I'm gonna let that melt. Or at least melt most of the way. I am using the same tongs I used with the meat, but that is because that is the only thing that is going in here right now is the raw meat. And then bring over our meat. Oh boy, I almost dropped my Instant Pot lid. Okay. I'm going to set this in here. We're going to let it sear for a little bit. Just to help make sure we get all those nice flavors. So while this is searing, I'm going to bring you back over to my other counter and we are going to put the sauce together. So I'm just going to let it sear for a couple minutes on each side, flip it. I won't show you that whole process, but you just kind of flip it so all the sides get a little bit of color to them. So yeah, let's go ahead and make the sauce for this recipe. Okay, let's make our sauce. Let me get the lighting a little bit better here. There we go. So, what I have here is 2 cups of hot water. The recipe does call for 1. But my roast is quite a bit bigger than the recipe calls for, so I went with more liquid. To this, so this stuff, it is 1 teaspoon per cup of water. I have a half a teaspoon here, so we're going to go 4 little scoops of chicken broth here. And you want to make sure you're using teaspoon, not tablespoon. I made that mistake one time because I thought it said tablespoon, and whatever I made that day was super, super, super salty. Like, inedible, so it was so salty. Let's see. It does not look like I have a tablespoon here. So, that is odd. So I'm just going to kind of guesstimate the rest of the ingredients here. I'm going to get a spoon. I'm going to try and use this as like a tablespoon type measurement. It's not going to be exact, but that is okay. One of the great things with cooking is you can kind of adjust everything to your needs. So I'm just going to kind of do a heaping spoonful there. And another one, and we'll just go just a little bit more. And then we're going to get into my garlic. I love buying this at Costco. I use garlic in just about every meal, so this lasts a long time. Lots of garlic. Garlic is one of those things that you really can't have too much of. And then it calls for 2 tablespoons, but I'm just going to kind of fill this up to the brim, I guess. And I can top off the meat with some more if I feel like it needs it. Oh boy. Okay. and that is the sauce. So I'm going to finish searing up the meat, and then I will bring it back over to the Instant Pot. Okay, here we are back in the Instant Pot. We're going to go ahead and come down here and hit the cancel button. And then I'm going to very carefully, hopefully without pouring too much, pour in just right on top. And there's a little bit left down in there. I'm gonna try and, sorry, I'm doing this one-handed at this point. Get all of that in there as much as we can. And that is what it looks like right now. I am gonna go in and just kind of squirt some more soy sauce on top, just since I don't think I got nearly 2 tablespoons there. Maybe I did, but soy sauce has good flavor. It adds good flavor to this recipe, so a little bit extra is not going to hurt anything. And then we're going to go ahead and grab the lid and put that on here. And then we will come down here, and I'm going to hit pressure cook. And we're going to go up to 90 minutes. And I'm actually going to go a little bit longer than that. So mine shows it as an hour and a half. So I'm going to go an hour and 40. And we'll go an hour and 45, just because my roasts were so much bigger. And then I'm going to come over here, and you can't really see that, so I do apologize. But we're going to make sure that it is set to sealing. And then this is what it looks like when it turns on. So it's going to take a little while to come to pressure. And then it's going to cook for about an hour and 40 minutes. And then we'll let it natural release. I may not have the time to let it natural release just because I do work tonight. I work at 5:30. It is currently 2:14, but the natural release will take a while, and it's going to take a while to come to pressure. The time on an Instant Pot doesn't start, like the cook time doesn't start until it's come to pressure. And the more there is in the Instant Pot, the longer it takes to come to pressure. So I might not have the time to let it natural release today, which is fine. I don't think I've ever actually let this recipe natural release. I've just done a quick release. So yeah, I will bring you back when this is done and show you what it looks like when it's done. See you in a bit. Okay, and we're back to do some roast veggies. So what I've got here is, oh, yep, we're not using those. Those peppers went bad, so let me grab my other ones. Just gonna do some peppers, some Brussels sprouts, broccoli, asparagus, and some onion in there. So use whatever vegetables you like. I'm gonna season mine with just some olive oil. You know what? I need to bring my light closer. Let's get this lit up a little better. Oh, that's much better. You can actually see things now. So yeah, olive oil. And you may hear the kids in the background. They know they're supposed to be quiet while I'm filming. But you know, kids, we have 4 of them. Some ranch seasoning, some roasted garlic, and some, this is a salt, pepper, and garlic blend that I like to use. It's very versatile. So I'm going to start with the peppers, and just going to do probably just 2 of them. And I'm just going to chop them in half and get all this stuff out. And then I'm just going to I want them to be bigger chunks. So just gonna kind of cut it in half one way and then just kind of slice them up like that. And then I'm gonna put all the veggies in a bowl. I might have to do it in batches. I do have my oven preheating to 400 degrees. Just kind of chunks of peppers. And I'm just kind of tossing them all in this bowl. And do one of the orange peppers. Again, just use whatever vegetables you and your family like. This is just some of the stuff that we like. A lot of the time I actually don't have leftovers when it comes to my roasted veggies. Everybody eats them up, so I'm expecting to have leftovers of the meat, but not necessarily leftovers of the veggies. And then I'm going to take my onion, and this is going to be kind of the same thing. I want bigger chunks, so I'm just going to kind of cut it in half. I'm going to go ahead and go over here to the trash can and peel it. And then we'll chop it up and add it to our bowl with our peppers. There's the beet for my oven. Okay, sorry. Got the onions peeled here. And I'm just going to kind of quarter them like this. And then bring the bowl over here and I kind of peel them apart. So that way there's just big chunks of onion. It'll kind of break up as you mix it too. So yeah, breaking them up. Ooh, those onion gases getting to me, making my eyes water. It's a nice little piece. Oh, I forgot to quarter these ones. Oh well, you know what? We'll leave some of them a little bit bigger. Just kind of tear them up. That's okay. Okay. Nice and colorful so far. And then I'm going to just take this whole thing of asparagus right here. And I always cut right about here off. And that's discarded. And then I cut them in half. Like this. That is just what I have found works best for me. The baby is blowing raspberries in the background. The Brussels sprouts are already cut and halved, so all I'm going to do for those is toss them in. And I think that's probably all I'm going to be able to fit in here. So what I'm going to do, drizzle it with some olive oil and then sprinkle some of each of the seasonings on here. This wood-fired garlic here has a nice smoky flavor to it. Just a little bit of ranch seasoning. Then take a spoon. Oh, and then I have also prepared a baking sheet with some foil that I am going to go ahead and just spray some non-cook cooking spray. just to kind of help prevent any sticking from happening. And then we're just going to mix everything up to get it nice and coated. Some of it jumped out of the bowl. That's fine. And just kind of eyeball things. If it looks like the seasonings aren't coating very well, you can add a little bit more oil. You can add more seasonings if you need to. Do whatever you think you need to here. And then I just dump it on my pan. And I still want to add a little bit of broccoli to this. So this is what my pan looks like so far. It's nice and colorful. And then I'm going to open up this bag of broccoli and just add some. I'm not going to add a lot. And with the broccoli, I like to break it up into smaller pieces. It cooks better that way and it's easier to eat that way. Okay. Sorry for the noise in the background. I just kind of make do with what I've got when it comes to filming. So this is real life. Life with kids. A little bit more of each seasoning. She's talking. I probably already did that, but I don't remember, so that's okay. Now I'm just going to mix this up to get it all coated. And then I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to just kind of plop it in here and then mix it up. So it kind of gets mixed in a little bit. My husband's not a huge fan of broccoli because it's hard to get it just right. Like, he likes it real soft, and a lot of the time broccoli takes a long time to get that way, and I don't always make it super soft because I like a little bit of crunch still. So I'm not doing a whole lot of broccoli for that reason. So yeah, I am actually going to add a little bit of lemon juice. Just some lemon juice here. And just kind of splash a little bit on there. Roasted veggies always taste good with a little bit of citrus. And then these are just going to go in the oven until they're done. I have my oven set to 400 degrees. And we'll get them roasted up until they're done. Okay, and this is what the pot roast looks like when it comes out of the Instant Pot. I'm just going to grab 2 forks. This should just shred apart. Yeah. That's how you know it's done. So I'm going to go ahead and shred this, and then we'll bring you back over to the Instant Pot and I'll show you how to thicken up the cooking liquid so you can use it as like a sauce. But you can really put whatever kind of sauce you want on this, barbecue sauce, whatever. But we're going to go ahead and use some of the cooking liquid and make like a gravy for it. And I will show you how to do that. So let me get this shredded up and then we'll see you back at the Instant Pot. Okay, here we are at the Instant Pot. We're going to come down here and where it says saute, we're just going to hit saute. And we're going to let that turn on. And what I've done is I have made a little cornstarch slurry. A cornstarch slurry is just equal parts water and equal parts cornstarch. So that's what it looks like. And this will help to thicken up our sauce in here. And I'm going to pull just a little bit of the juices up here, just kind of swirl it in the bowl just to get all of the cornstarch out. And then we'll just let this come to a boil. Got a spoon here. It really doesn't take long for it to come to a boil, but this is the shredded pork here. Sorry for the lighting. My light is over at the Instant Pot. But that is what it looks like all shredded up. And then this is starting to come to a boil. I can already hear it. And this won't get super thick. I just wanted to thicken it up a little bit. You can use more cornstarch if you want it to get thicker. But I don't want it too thick because I have made it too thick before to where it gets like almost gelatinous, and it's not the greatest tasting in the world. So yeah, that is pretty much all I do for dinner. The veggies are still roasting in the oven. I will go ahead and show you a finished plate when we are done. And we'll see you in a few. Okay, and here it is all plated up. That is my 2-year-old's plate. He will not eat the veggies, so he's just gonna have an applesauce with his. And there we go. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. And go ahead and stick around for more. I also do beauty content, so it's just kind of a mix and match channel type of thing going on here. But I do what I like. I just film what I like to do and post it. So that is what my channel is about. So if you like that kind of content, go ahead and stick around. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.